All right, guys, so we have this video over here called The Biggest Lie in Genshin History 5.7 Rewards. Now, this video got recommended to me in my Discord, and I was like, I'm really interested to see what this video is about. So I think we can all agree that when it comes to version 5.7, it looks decent. Okay, it looks decent. It's nothing too crazy, and it's not extremely garbage. It just looks decent. But of course, the main things I complain about when it comes to 5.7 is that when it comes to the artifact loadouts, it's not even that good. It took them 5 years to implement something that players have been asking for a really long time. And when they finally decided to implement something that we've been asking for a long time, it's not even good. It's like, what? Like, come on, man. Come on. But yeah, the artifact loadouts is not even that good. They still didn't remove the schedule. There still isn't reserve resin, reserve stamina. There's still a lot of issues when it comes to Genshin, why this game, and these issues pretty much show why Genshin is an outdated game. But I'm really curious to see what this person has to say, because I am curious to see, like, what did they lie about in 5.7? What are they lying about? Let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Alright guys, I'm pretty sure we all have seen the 5.7 livestream and the new endgame mode they showed us with the new rewards and everything, and you might have thought that thanks to this new game mode you will be able to get more primo gems now. Well, it turns out that's not actually the case. In fact, we still get the exact same amount of primo gems we would have gotten anyway, even without the new endgame mode, which
So the new in-game mode. Now, once again, when it comes to new in-game mode, I will say the only thing that I like about the new in-game mode is, of course, yeah, you can get more artifacts, and of course, you can change the substats for, like, you can pretty much reshape artifacts, which is really good. Like, let's say you have a bad artifact, you can use this feather over here to change the substats for that trash artifact. Those are like the only good things when it comes to this new permanent challenge event. But it seems like that's not the case, but let's go to continue.
which means that in reality, this new game mode doesn't really change anything when it comes to how much primo gems you will be able to get with each version. Now I know this sounds confusing, but let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Now as you guys can see, yesterday they showed off all these cool things, the new characters, the new events, but one thing that nobody noticed somehow is that we now have one less mini event compared to all the previous versions. Now, if you haven't played Genshin for a while now, you probably know that usually we always get one main event and 3 mini events. The main event always gives us like 1000 primo gems, which is this event in that case, and the mini events always give us like 420 or 480 primo gems. So in total, we always end up with about 2500 primo gems from events alone. 3 mini events and 1
Okay.
main event. Now, for some reason, nobody really paid attention or noticed this during the live stream, but what they did is they gave us 1 mini event less. So in version 5.7, we don't have 3 mini events.
So what they did was, okay, I see what he's saying. So they pretty much took an event that usually get every update. They took that event, removed it, and added the new permanent challenge event to replace that event. So therefore, you're not really getting more rewards. It's the same amount of rewards you get, like the same amount of rewards you get every update. That's scummy as fuck, man. That's greedy, bro. That's greedy as shit. That's actually greedy. And I'm pretty sure for this new event, you get like 450 primo gems. Like, the fact that they're being so stingy over 450 primos is just insane, man.
As usual, but now we only have 2 mini events and 1 main event. The reason for that is obviously because of the new endgame mode. And if you guys take a look at the actual Primogem chart, you will be able to see that the new endgame mode, which is this right here, it gives us pretty much the exact same amount of Primogems as a mini event. Which means that all they did is they just replaced the third mini event with this new endgame mode. But overall, we still get the exact same amount of rewards we would have gotten anyway. But the only difference is that now, instead of doing another mini event, you have to do all this.
Bro, hoyoverse, I don't know, man. It's like these guys never cease to amuse me when it comes to disappointment. It's like, oh my gosh, man. Time and time again, I don't understand why they do stuff like this. When it comes to Genshin Impact is not in a good spot right now because let's be honest, guys, Genshin Impact has been in absolute flames ever since Natlin dropped. And the devs know this. They know that the game has been under fire recently. So what they should do is they should try to find multiple ways on how to actually bring back joy and excitement for Genshin Impact. Like they need to revive this game when it comes to the quality, right? Because let's be honest, when Genshin Impact first came out, we were all shocked that Genshin was a free game because it looked so good. But the problem is that throughout time, once new games release, new gacha games release, now we realize that Genshin is behind when it comes to quality and it's an outdated game. And all we want is for them to pretty much catch up and update the game so that we know that the devs are actually putting an effort when it comes to, you know, constantly updating the game and making sure that quality of life is up to par with, most recent gacha games. But they just didn't do that. They can't do that. I'm not gonna say they can't do that, but they just choose to not do that. Instead, they're more focused on how to, you know, milk more money out their players. That's what they're focused on. You look at the weapon banner. The weapon banner literally did not have a pity system, which is just embarrassing. You have 50-50. Like the whole game is just a monetization shit show. And the fact that they decide to do something like this in 5.7 is just ridiculous. They removed an event just so that you won't get more rewards. And it's just 450 primos. It's like, come on, man.
It's extra work, and you have to do this new endgame mode
Like they're
to
acting
actually
like
get those
50-50
400
doesn't
pre-orders.
exist.
And like besides that, it is a dogshit patch in terms of rewards. Free-to-play players will only be able to get 54 pulls. That's not even enough for one character, bro. That is dogshit. In terms of rewards, it is still a
That's
dogshit
nowhere
patch.
near enough for one character. You have 50-50. You lose 50-50, you have to go back to max pity or hard pity or soft pity just to get that character. You're like, on average, if you're like, I'm gonna say like the average amount of pulls you need to actually get a character would be around like, I don't know, probably like 120 primo gems or like 150. It really depends on how bad your luck is.
But other than that, there's a lot of cool things in here. Skirk is obviously pretty cool. The lore is going to be crazy in this update. But anyway, it's technically still a dogshit patch because the rewards are dogshit. Because it really starts to feel like they will never actually improve this game. And when they do, when they do finally give us what we've been asking for.
The reason why they don't have to improve the game is because they don't have to. They're making a shit ton of money. Look at the Mavui Concility banner. They made like, I don't know, I think 100 million. Of course, like they don't have to try because the community, the players incentivize the devs to not try.
They give it to us, but in the worst way possible. The custom artifact loadouts are kind of weird. They are there, but it's not really what we wanted. And the endgame mode, it's cool that we have a new endgame mode, but like it doesn't really change anything in terms of rewards. So it's just kind of pointless. They could have at least, given us those additional 400 primo gems, but they're just so fucking greedy that they don't even want to give us that. And I am suspecting that they will do this every single version from now on, which essentially means that nothing really changed in terms of rewards, right? They straight up just tricked everyone. Hoyoverse literally tricked everyone into thinking that somehow now we will be getting more rewards, which is just not true. But
I didn't even notice this in the live stream, to be honest. I did not notice that they took one event out and replaced it with the new permanent event. I did not notice that.
disappointed because, this is such a cool game mode, and I don't get how greedy they have to be. It's just 400 primo gems. It's like 3 pulls. What's the problem? Just give us all the mini events, give us the main event, and on top of that, give us this endgame mode. Why can't they do that, bro? They're acting as if these 3 pulls are going to change our lives. They're acting as if these 3 pulls will change everything. It is literally just 3 fucking pulls, and they're still...
It's because of money, bro. Like, it's literally because of money. Them doing this means they will get more money. And guys, once again, it's just 450 primo gems. I'm going to remind you guys, it's 450. They're literally replacing an event because they don't want to give you 450 primos.
Greedy to the point where they won't give us an additional 3 pulls. I've been playing Genshin for a long time, and every time they give us what we want, they do give it to us, but in the worst way possible. Like, I just don't get it. They put so much effort into Zenless Zero, they put so much effort into other games, but when it comes to Genshin, they just implement every feature, but in the worst way possible. And we still don't even have a skip button. But yeah, this new endgame mode, it's pretty cool, probably.
Nigga, the skip button is a fever dream. It's never gonna happen, man.
Somewhat fun. And
they're gonna add the skip button right before EOS.
Also pretty cool.
I'm calling it right before EOS. Skip button.
Rewards, this is completely stupid because it doesn't change anything. And at the end of the live stream, they also show off this sort of calendar. And this is where you guys can actually see what I was talking about, because here you see the dates for each event, and as you guys can see, it's exactly as I said. We have 2 events here giving us 420 Primogems each, and then we have the main event giving us almost 1,000 Primogems. Now, usually, there should be a third mini-event somewhere around here giving us 400-something Primogems as well. And now, they just replaced that third mini-event with the new Endgame Mode, which is up here. So overall, in terms
Okay.
of rewards, this is essentially a dog shit patch. You get 54 polls, and if they will keep doing this shit in
Now, keep in mind, guys, he's saying that in terms of rewards, it's a dog shit patch, because I know there's going to be people out there who are going to say, oh, he's saying the patch is shit overall. No, he's saying when it comes to rewards, it's a dog shit patch. And I agree. Like, if they're replacing an event, right, that you usually get every update, they're replacing that event with a permanent challenge event. You're not like, there's literally nothing changed when it comes to rewards. It's the same thing.
outcry, if they keep doing all this greedy garbage, honestly, I might as well quit the game. Because, I love Genshin. I've been playing this game for many years, and this is one of my favorite games of all time. At least it was. And I've been playing this game, and I love it. I have been loving Genshin for a long time. But, it's really...
Why does Grandmaster Barker look like a Venturine? Bro literally looks like a Venturine, man. I promise you guys, if his design is dog shit, that's gonna like completely like Grandmaster Varka's design is the deciding factor of whether or not Genshin is like completely screwed. Like, if his design is shit, it's over. Because I've seen a lot of Genshin shields, like I've seen a lot of Hoyo bots say that if his design is shit, they're leaving the game.
Really starting to just, it's starting to kind of crumble.
We'll see.
Sure, this is a great update for lore enjoyers and people who like the story and, people who obviously are looking forward to Skirk. But if you actually take a look at the things they implemented, this is not that great of an update. I'm gonna be honest, it's a good update, but I'm not that impressed. If you take a look at Zenless Zero and be honest...
My other thing too, it's been 5 years, guys, and the Traveler still has the same outfit. Just want to say that.
It's a good update, but I'm not that impressed. If you take a look at Zenless Zero and compare it to this, the amount of effort they are putting into Zenless Zero compared to Genshin it's a massive difference. Because every single update for this game, they put out banger after banger, and they give us some really, really good things that players have been asking for. In Genshin, they give us what we want, but like once a year, and if they give us what we want, it's in the worst way possible. And I really just, I'm starting to get tired of constantly making videos shitting on Genshin because, I want to actually enjoy the game. But there's barely anything good to talk about.
There's nothing you can enjoy when it comes to
make these
Genshin
videos,
Impact,
but,
bro.
like, what else am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to tell you guys that this is, the best thing ever? When in reality, they just tricked everyone into believing that this game mode somehow changes everything. But, the rewards are still dog shit, and, nothing has really changed for free-to-play players. I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the video. We got 24 seconds left right there, but you guys already understand, what's going on here. So they pretty much, they're literally just trying to trick you. Like, because let's be honest, guys, when we all watched that live stream, we did not think, like, it never came into my mind that they replaced an event with the new permanent challenge event. That never came into my mind at all. I never thought about that at all. But after watching this video, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. Like, I thought we were actually, like, you guys were actually going to get more rewards, but in reality, you're really not. You're getting the same thing. So I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous how stingy they are. And when it comes to these gacha games, the main content in these gacha games are characters. They are the main content. Every patch, there's like an event, new area. Not every patch, but some patches, there's like a new area. For this next patch, there's not going to be a new area. So all you're doing is events and the new story, and that's pretty much it. So outside of that, that's literally your content. That's literally the content you have when it comes to Genshin Impact 5.7. Events, the new permanent challenge event, and of course the story. And that is literally it. But of course, if you summon for the new 5-star character, if you get a new character in this patch, you're going to have access to new content. You're going to build that character. You're going to try out multiple team comps with that character. You're going to bring that character to Spiral Abyss. You're going to try that character out in the new permanent challenge event. You're going to, experience something new with that character, right? Because it's, new game. We have access to new gameplay. So these 5-star characters are the content in these gacha games. That's why rewards are very important. And the fact that they're being so stingy with these rewards to the point where they're replacing events that you get. They're literally replacing events that you get per patch with this new permanent challenge event is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's just embarrassing that you guys are being this stingy over 450 Primo Gems. It's sad. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to that person. I'm going to put the link to the video in the comment section down. Actually, not the comment section, but the description down below. But hope you guys have a good one, and I'll be catching you guys soon. Adios.